ready too. I'm ready, man. As ready as I'll ever be for this best of 7 that is on the way right here. We're starting off on World of Sleepers. Who would have guessed that it's going to be the first pick here? Yeah, it is. You're seeing this more and more often, though, to be fair, in especially TVP matchups. People are liking this one for this matchup in particular. I'm not sure who got to pick it, but you know what? Either sometimes you see Terrans do it, sometimes you see Protoss do it. They don't mind too much playing on this map. A big, nice, lovely macro map, and as long as they aren't playing against someone that's spreading creep, they're alright with this map pick. Anyway, let's head things off to a good start. There is a red Protoss right here in the bottom left side. He is the Dutchman. He is Harstem. His opponent today, the honorary Dutchman, is the blue Terran player in the top right side of the map. You know what? Now that he is in the finals of the Dutch StarCraft League, we might as well call him a full-on Dutchman. A full-blown Dutchman. He is Kelazhur. Alright. Things are getting exciting here, as we only have one final best of 7 for the Dutch StarCraft League. Who's going to be victorious? Who's going to be taking the first place? And who am I going to act awkwardly in front of, trying to interview them? Together with Frank. He will get me through that process probably, without much of a hassle. He's been getting the beers as well, so he should be ever so comfortable here. Anyway, let's take a look. There is a Reaper expand coming down for Kelazhur, a regular Nexus expand coming down here for Harstem. Afterwards, getting himself the Cybernetic score. Regular things all around whatsoever. Yeah, this one SCV did go for actually only a halfway scout here. Seeing that there was an SCV or a probe on the map. Wanting to turn back very quickly here. I missed the Reaper here, actually. My bad. This is why I'm not playing. So, yeah, here we go. The Reaper going around, trying to get himself a scout. A nice, well-hidden probe here. Coming back around, trying to get the full scout off the base. Now that he knows that the Reaper most likely is going to be left, well, outside of the vicinity. Fortunately for him, though, a Marine has taken over and annoying the probe here, not allowing him to get in the base and trying to see what is happening with the factory. What kind of add-ons is Kelazhur getting? What type of stuff is the barracks doing? Anything of the sorts, always very valuable. Seeing the reactor and the factory this far apart, for example, from the barracks, already a big tell. So most likely won't be the Hellion opening for the medevac. So far though, every time Kelazhur has been going with the Widowmine drop play, right? He has been adding a couple of Marines as well, just kind of for the defense against any Stargate units. And that is exactly what he's fighting against right now as well. So yeah, Kelazhur just being a very careful man, doing regular Terran things, and really one of the most standard of all openings. So Harstem, you know what? He must have played against this a gazillion of times. Wouldn't be surprised that he would know how to react against this as one of the best right here at the tournament. If not the best. He's gonna actually target down the Reaper here. Wasting, well, using a little bit of that energy to take that one down now. Rotating around into the main base. Just want to get that good scout off, actually. Oh, my dear lord. Oh, you're joking. Kelazhur, the prophet. Right here, right now, showing us that he can, in fact, see the future. That is it's even better than stream cheating here. Somehow, someway, just blowing up an oracle right from the get-go. It's future cheating instead of stream cheating. I don't know how he does that, but that's insane. A great job so far. Realizing how that oracle is most likely gonna fly and just jumping on top of that opportunity. I mean, I guess he did see the oracle taking down his Reaper there. Okay, Twilight Council now being added here by the Harstem. Overall, let's take a look. Only one oracle remaining with a Phoenix, as Harstem is not really investing any more into the Gateway Tech, or the Stargate Tech. Where is the medevac? Medevac must be close. There he is. Right, only now coming out with the full Widowmine drop here with the Medevac, accompanied by the Medevac carrion. I guess you call somebody that flies and operates a Medevac. Maybe that's just a pilot of a Medevac. I don't know exactly. I'm not in the army, so it's above my pay grade. Anyway, the Viking trying to intercept the Oracle. Again, a great revelation on top of pretty much everything. So Harstem is going to be able to keep tabs on the overall production here. But the Widowmine drop looks like it's not really going to be able to get very much of anything so far. One more Widowmine remaining. Running away now, trying to get to safety before they get picked off. Two of the Widowmines back in the Medevac. But yeah, the Phoenix there with the Oracle. Ready to make life difficult for those two. These two, well, yeah. Everything getting cleaned up there. Only killing off 2 probes. A good start so far for Mr. Harstem. Yeah, it's a good start for Harstem. Can't say anything else about it. I mean, it was a little bit unfortunate losing that first Oracle there, but other than that, going pretty smooth. The Viking still here, though. Gaining ground in the sky battle. Not allowing the Phoenix and the Oracle here to get too close. Look at that targeting as well. Really wants to get that Oracle instead of the Phoenix. One more shot is enough, and yes, he does get it. So beautifully done. That Oracle no longer will be able to put down any status traps, any revelations. And yeah, that's going to put a little bit more pressure on Harstem to use those Phoenixes to really roam around. He's actually making another Oracle here. That's how much he really wants that Oracle around, so he can keep tabs on the Terran army. As the Terran army actually stimming forward, a massive force field wall, killing off most of these Marines. An absolute brilliant maneuver there by Harstem. Widowmines being dropped behind us, but it's a little bit too late. A little bit, well, not enough. There's everything. Kelazhur absolutely blown to smithereens. He is trying to assemble his own third base here, but of course there's quite a bunch of zealots now roaming around the map here. Harstem looking in a pretty good solid spot. Oh, trying to set off those Widowmines. The Widowmines unburrowing though. One hit. No, not even getting one single hit with that one Widowmine there. Jeez Louise. Ultimately, it would have been better to just let those one of the Widowmines hit the zealots. And he would have had a better trade there. Saving the other Widowmine still. The Revelation, of course, also a very valuable tool to tag those Widowmines. We've already seen Kelazhur loves to get himself that little bit quicker of drilling claws. And there we go. Again, just making it impossible for Kelazhur really to maneuver freely on the map without Harstem knowing about it. It's really on top of just these clairvoyances, on top of the army, the Revelations. Right, in comes more force fields. Beautifully done there by Harstem. It's really on top of this micro, guys. He's doing an incredible job with those force fields. And then running away back as well. Look at that. Just pulling the Widowmines. And oh my god, he is so good. This control is really on point today, it looks like. He's really doing a great job here so far. As Harstem is sending a couple of zealots around as well. Past the army units of Kelazhur. Let's take a look. They are still being tormented as well. Look at his timing as well. Now he's engaging over here at the same time these zealots, right? So that means he's not really going to get an audio cue that this base is under attack for a little bit here. And that means he's going to be able to get a couple more SCV skills. Harstem absolutely on fire, moving back a little bit more as well, creating himself an opening, forcing Kelazhur further backwards, and he's going to take this opportunity now to move further into this base. The Phoenix is setting off the Widowmines. Phoenix is not going to be the greatest tool anymore in this situation. Doesn't matter too much. The zealots need to split up a little bit here. Look at those splits, absolutely marvelously done. And more force fields tormenting the bio forces that will just want to move backwards bit by bit. Hold positioning as well, trying to kill off those SCVs here who are also on hold position. It's a hold position wars. The Archons marching in there as well. More force fields, a little bit missing there, but Ultimately, this is looking absolutely lovely for Harstem. 21 workers killed. He's still going forward. Kelazhur, does he have enough to still manage to get some sort of a grip on this game? I don't know if he does. The Warp Prism is here just happily warping away for quite a while. And maybe Harstem is not going to get on top of that ramp, but ultimately he's done so much damage that I don't think he even wants to anymore. Ghost Academy did get created here, but I mean, the army of Kelazhur, not that frightening at all at this point in time. 66 army supply versus 51. The recall is being used here as well. Only losing one single sentry there. Even still, gonna delay Kelazhur further by sending in 4 zealots. An absolutely brilliant maneuver. As Kelazhur, everything that he wants to do right now is just move across the map to do a counter-attack. He's not being able to get it done though. Another zealot once again. Moving in, look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Non-stop and even, oh my god, 2 Widow Mines there. A little bit lost. A War Prism as well. Not giving Kelazhur a moment rest, not allowing him to escape his own base. More zealots everywhere. And Kelazhur, he's trying to make something happen with the 4 medevacs. As there's already a 4th base available here. 78 probes versus 35 workers. Look at that income advantage. 2k, pretty much. More than 2k. Coming through here as an advantage for Harstem. Harstem can lose all these probes. He can lose this base. He's absolutely fine. He doesn't matter. He doesn't care, is what I mean. Or it doesn't matter is another thing I could have meant in that situation. I combine those two into he doesn't matter, which is something completely different. Anyway, Kelazhur trying to make something work here. The Marines and the Marauders in the main base of Harstem, but I mean, nicely targeting down the pylons, forcing Harstem to just use the forces that he already has available. But yeah, this small ragtaggy clump of bio looking like it won't be able to stay around for too long. Zealots on top of it. Archon's chasing it down as well. This might be the more scary force actually, but even looking at it right now, it's not that scary. Although it's still going to do well against an army that's mostly purely immortals here. Killing off the one medevac remaining. It's out of energy as well. It's going to be it. That's going to be the end of that drop. And yeah, look at that. Still more than enough forces remaining here for Harstem to punish this attempt at an attack here by Kelazhur. Kelazhur, you know what? I'm amazed with what he's being able to achieve right now with the forces that he still had. I know that his army units are still okay, right? They're still okay, but his economy absolutely shambles right now. Pretty much nothing left there. Wants to try and get something done, but overall, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. 3 medevacs filled up to the brim. Trying to get something done again. Another run by those zealots. Harstem buying himself a little bit more breathing room, as Kelazhur is just trying to get some sort of a sense of accomplishment in this game still, I feel. Alright, coming in. This base is pretty open. Harstem a little bit out of position to defend this. More zealots being whelped in. The Archons are coming closer and closer. I mean, the overall SimCity here working into Harstem's favor, I suppose. Not allowing the bio forces to rotate around the Nexus too much. Kind of acting like an hammer and anvil tactic there. As the hammer, the zealots is rushing in as the Marines are squished up against the gateway and pylon anvil here. Alright. There come more zealots, nicely stuttering backwards and forwards by Kelazhur. Not taking too much from those zealots. Needs to stim again. Those medevacs are getting dangerously low, though grouping up with the rest of his forces. Those are a lot of ghosts as well. The EMP could be quite detrimental here to maybe still make something happen. Let's see what the Widow Mines do. The Widow Mines mostly get baited by those Phoenixes though. And the Phoenixes set most of it off here. Yeah, Kelazhur just doesn't have the army to really deal with this amount of Archons and this amount of Immortals, especially accompanied with those Colossus. Although, you know what? Harstem splitting up here a little bit. Not sure if that was the exact call that he should make in this situation, but you know what? Looks like he's doing alright still. It's getting a bit scary though. He's not trading out favorably here, I'd say. He's rotating around with his rest of his force. There's still some Widow Mines there. Okay, there we go. Getting on top of this force now. I mean, Kelazhur somehow, some way, still managing to do alright against this this Protoss force. But, for how long is he going to be able to keep this up? Harstem, it's been a while since he took another base. Kelazhur is almost tied up in bases right now. Upgrades. Let's take a look at the upgrades as well. 2-2 for Kelazhur. 3-1 here for Harstem. Harstem recalling a bunch of his forces here. Okay, this is a good surround. This should be able to... Oh my god, the medevacs are escaping this. No way. No way. He still has a couple of stalkers here with blink available, I assume. Oh, may have been able to pick off that final medevac there as well, but they do escape the clutches from the Protoss army. Now, army supply still, it's pretty favorable for neither of these players, actually. It's pretty tied up. Overall lost count, it's somehow, some way in favor for Kelazhur. Trading out favorably, even though he lost so much of his economy. Somehow, some way, just, you know what, fighting backwards here with an incredible display of force. Showing why he is such a frightful opponent for a lot of people. And how he was this dominant, because look at this, even against an opponent such as Harstem, the caliber of Harstem, he's making a game in a situation where he really didn't even have a like, how do you call this? A real, well, he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have had a chance to make anything happen here. But yet, somehow, some way, still making the right calls, making the right moves, being able to put pressure back onto Harstem, his side of the map. And, yeah. Still somehow, somewhat making this a game. Even though he still has half the workers here that Harstem has available to him. Overall, he's just trading out so efficiently that Harstem is still having a hard time closing out this game. What a start of a series. Jeez Louise. This is getting kind of crazy, guys, honestly. Harstem, I mean, he's an absolute beast as well, but Kelazhur, whew, my god. If he manages to get this game this close with this amount of, well, this worker count, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of scared for Harstem, honestly, I'll be honest. What if he doesn't kill off like a gazillion workers somewhere at the start / middle of the game? What's gonna happen then? Does he even have a chance? He killed 47 workers right now. He's killing more, even. How many? Look at that. 48 workers in total going down in this game. Yet, it's just not stopping Kelazhur. He's like some sort of zombie that just, you know what, you keep poking holes through, but he just keeps coming at you. He just keeps going. Okay, once again, good force fields though. Truly, the salvation for Harstem continuously have been those force fields. Killing off a couple of medevacs here. Oh, and finishing off the final zealot run bys there as well. Harstem is taking himself a 6th base though. Kelazhur is still struggling to keep himself on, well, basically has, that's a 1 base economy if I've ever seen one. I mean, 1 base economy after 20 minutes of this weird back and forth. He is truly on his last legs. If he cannot make a good fight happen here and somehow for steamroll get a couple of bases killed for Harstem here, Kelazhur is definitely going to get knocked out of the first match here. So far, I mean, this is a good start, but a big swinging maneuver coming through from the other side. Swinging through on the hinge on the right side here. You know what? Kelazhur wisely retreating, seeing that he did get figured out too soon here a little bit. And not engaging in that fight where he was out of position. He was just out-positioned in total. Oh my god. How is he still going? How many punches can this guy take? Harstem once again. He's gonna lose a base here. That's a good start. It's not too shabby. Harstem, I mean, we're gonna have to take a look actually at the income graph here momentarily. So we are seeing the Marauders maybe being picked up. Look at that income graph. That's ridiculous. It's just red. There's nothing blue. Nothing here should be working in the favor of Kelazhur, but yeah, somehow, some way, again, army supply tied up here, and somehow, some way, Kelazhur, look at how this difference. It's insanity. Right. Well, I mean, in he comes again. Can he make something work here? I don't know if he wants to take this fight, actually. It looks like this finally, after committing to a battle there, Harstem finally falling, well, being victorious there. Kelazhur, jeez Louise, man, that took forever. My god. What is that guy made out of? That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. Right, just as a sign, kind of, right? Let's take a look at this graph. Well, look at this. Look at it. The work is active. Resource collection rates, I suppose, like, up until this, from this point on, it was just like, alright, I'm at an advantage, quite a big one, actually, and then, kind of getting close, and then dropping down again, and then pretty big advantage again, and then, just swinging back and forth there. But yeah, look at that. That is crazy. Let me go back to this one actually for a moment. Wow. All right. Well played there by both those players. What a game. That looks very promising for this series, guys. I hope you're strapped in because we're going into game number 2. It's gonna be Zen. As we are waiting to see what will be happening on this map. I mean, afterwards, I didn't really see. There is Frank. Such a happy guy. Man, alright. They're going to be seeing him a couple of times now, maybe, if we keep the screen on this. Is he going to come again? Yeah, there he is again. You see him come back and back and back again in all the stream thingamajigs. The streamception. Oh, there's the crowd. What's up, crowd? How you doing? Alright, game number 2 between these two guys. Hope you're all ready for this one. Okay, we're still loading, we still have to wait here a little bit. People realizing they're on stream now. Streamception didn't happen too much, but yeah, wiggling around. Okay, this is pretty cool. That looks like a nice venue, guys. I mean, you still have a little bit of time to go over there if you really want to. Hang out with all these lovely people over here. And why is the game not loading? This is starting to scare me a little bit here. I mean, we've been doing okay so far. Please. We're waiting. We gotta be patient here, guys. I'm sorry. Bum, 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 bum. This is awkward. I'm gonna show you guys. We're stuck on this screen right here. Harstem is PC. Either he is not loading in, or I'm gonna disconnect. One of those things might happen here. It seems like. I don't know. I'm very excited though. It seems like StarCraft is just still trying to compute the entirety of that previous game. It's still going like, wait, what happens? How did that happen? And yeah, all right. Still a little bit of a wait here, unfortunately. As we might have to fix some stuff here for Harstem. I don't know for sure. You guys probably know better. You can take a look at Harstem and maybe he dropped his headset or something. I don't know. The webcam does have to go back and forth a little bit here again. I don't know if Frank can hear me. Frank? Okay. Looks like, yeah, Harstem is rebooting his PC. Or rebooting StarCraft 2. One of the two. Who knows? I'm sure he's gonna get dropped out of this. So, Kozan, why are you not in the Game Sports Arena? Well, Metro Apple Sub. Let me tell you why I'm not there. I'm not there because, well, I mean, it's a lot less of a headache for the people organizing all of this by having this take place of the actual place, right? Of the area where everything is taking place. It's you know what? It's a little bit of a shame. As soon as I heard that I was asked for the Dutch StarCraft League, right? I thought like, oh, that's gonna be epic. My first offline event, but wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. But you know what? I'm glad I got asked. I'm glad that I'm able to help out in whatever way that I am. And you thought it would be easier with me on site. Yeah, you maybe. But so far, it's going alright, actually. Yeah, I think, personally. I don't think we've had too many difficulties. And, you know what, I'm at my own comfy setup. I got to prep a lot of stuff on the PC, right? Quite a while before the stream, and even a couple of days beforehand, I managed to maybe try to get some stuff rolling. So yeah, it was doing alright. Anyway, game number 2 is on the way. Once again, guys, Harstem versus Kelazhur. This time around, we're doing good. We're doing good. Alright, here it is. Actually, it's not a... There it is. Okay, okay. Things are rolling again once more. We have in the top right side of the map a blue Terran player. He is Kelazhur. The zombie Terran, you slap him down, you kill off his economy, but he just keeps coming at you. He is relentless. Non-stop aggression from that guy, no matter the cost and no matter what happens and whatever. Anyway, his opponent right here, somehow managing to slay the beast that previous round. He is the Red Brodos, an absolute magnificent player himself as well. He is Harstem. Still honoring Jeff, of course, as well. The picture. Very true. He will never be forgotten. Anyway. What an inspiration. Alright, so in the top right, let's take a look at Kelazhur. Looks like a regular good old Reaper Expand. As most people know and love in the TVP matchup. It's been done before, it's gonna be done again. And it's gonna be happening most of the time in a best of type of series. You know what? It's been a really long time since I've seen any Terran player do a best of whatever series without doing the Reaper Quick Expand. It's just you cannot do without anymore. Probe running away. Doesn't look like he's actually gonna go for a hidey spot this time around. He might still. No, he's gonna go back at home. So. Been fun today. Ah, thank you, Applesap. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I put a lot of effort into it, and I hope people do enjoy it. Get a little bit of extra kick and enthusiasm of this beautiful game that I thoroughly love and enjoy. Every little tiny bit of. There is a Stargate right here being constructed. It did get scouted by Kelazhur already. You might want to go again. I'm not sure if he clicked on it, actually. He was just microing backwards there, so maybe he walked into it accidentally. There we go. Okay, definitely has spotted it this time around. Is he oh my... What? That was black magic. How was that possible? How did that happen? No way. No, this is the, like, I don't know. It's the Reaper Whisperer. I'm telling you. How does he do that stuff? This is ridiculous. Alright, anyhow. Widow Mind Drop once again coming out of Kelazhur, accompanied by those, well, Reactor Marines. Reaper trying to escape its fate. I feel like Reapers should make more sound, shouldn't they? Maybe it's gonna make too much sound, actually. Or at least some sort of a sound, like... As they're flying across the map. I don't know. Something like that. Maybe it's, well, we'll see anyway. So yeah, Phoenixes are gonna be the choice here for Harstem, as he did get scouted. Probably didn't feel like he should go for an Oracle first, as he may not have gotten too much out of that one. The Phoenixes, though, a beautiful answer against the Widowmine drop, of course. Checking in, did he actually see the third command center? Yes, he did. So that's a big tell here, actually. In fact, and other than that, we don't have any Stargate available yet. So Kelazhur, actually, what is he doing other than just making himself a third base? I guess, yeah, adding on 2 more barracks as well. Very, very peculiar. 2 more gateways coming down for Harstem. Harstem also feeling comfortable getting himself his own third base as well. After seeing that third base from Kelazhur. Mercy! No, sir. Eat it! That's the nice one. Oh, man. That Reaper had a long-lasting life. Unfortunately for him, it just wasn't meant to be anymore. Lovely little bit of banter there from these 2 players. 3 Phoenixes roaming around now, looking for a new prey to swallow down into those Phoenix holes. I'm a bit surprised he didn't put a depot over here either, actually. It feels like it's such a tiny little thing that can help out quite a bit, actually. In some cases, right? Yeah. Kelazhur and Euthermal were known for their Reaper control for years. Yeah, I mean, it's really showing here as well, isn't it? Jeez Louise. I mean, he kept it alive for as long as possible until he got, well, chased down by the Phoenix squad. No mercy at that point. Overall, here, a little Marine poking by, wants to see if there's a third base. His curiosity got the best of him in the end. His curiosity got satisfied, but ultimately he will never be seen again. Now, charge is gonna get constructed here. Templar Archives as well on the way. As Harstem is just getting ready for a later game technology here. So is Kelazhur. Both of them just kind of ramping up their production so far. Trying to do a big macro game here once again. We have to remember that previous game, we also kind of saw a big macro game. But, of course, Harstem managed to do such an incredible amount of damage there towards the economy of Kelazhur. And Kelazhur still with a ferocious bite. You know what, just gnawing back at the ankles of Harstem there multiple times continuously throughout the game. And, jeez Louise. The Prophet strikes again. The Prophet Reaper Whisperer. And, oh my god. Are you joking? Are you joking me? That's some major unluckiness, but also, how does he know? How does he know? Those Widowmines. Those places that he puts them. Has he played this game before? Is he from the future? He has to be. Right, here we come, a big engagement, but enough Zealots now to force this tiny ball of bio backwards. There's 2 pylons here, warping in a couple of Zealots. The Zealots moving in just as the Marine Marauder actually are leaving his location. Trying to go for a, well, attack on the other side. Is this spotted by Harstem? Harstem is aware of this. So sees this force from Kelazhur moving out. And it looks like he's coming to meet it actually in the field. At least getting some units close into this position. Trying to defend against this. Zealots here, killing off 3 works in total so far. Alright, I mean, that is pretty good. The Widowmines though, the Widowmines not being burrowed. Don't have drilling claws either. A lot of them. Nice splitting though from those Zealots. One Widowmine still waiting to be burrowed, waiting for the go sign. He didn't get the memo. And yeah, Kelazhur having a wonderful engagement there, picking off quite a bit of the Terran or the Protoss forces as he's coming into get everything together here. And yeah, that looks rather painful here for Harstem, whose army now is absolutely in shambles. 61 army supply versus 40. EMP on the way. +2/+2 on the way here as well. I mean, Colossi are on the way too, but Kelazhur, I mean, if he keeps this aggression up, he might just manage to beat Harstem into pulp already, right here, right now. Running through, nice microing once again here by the Terran. He keeps up this aggression non-stop now, from this moment onwards. Let's see, there's no storm available. The Colossi should be somewhere on the map, right? There's one Colossus, actually. It is moving towards this location, but yeah, the Zealots are just trading inefficiently here over and over again. Hitting their fist upon a brick wall of Terran bioforces. There's no extended thermal on side, so this Colossus actually in a difficult position here. Probes have to be pulled as well. There's still ghosts here available, and yeah, the stutter step micro backwards from Kelazhur, absolutely relentless. More forces just streaming across the map here, as we can clearly see. He is not looking for a game that lasts much longer than this. He knows that he can just keep trading here, keep winning out more favorably over time, and GG is called. There we go, Kelazhur tying up the series. Very, very well done there by Mr. Kelazhur, the Terran player this time around. Very well played indeed. And that means we're going to go into game number 3 with a tied up group, well, finals. Tied up finals. Very, very well done there. Okay. I lost map order. Alright, let me look up. Oh, I was late. Harstem lost map order too. Oh, that is funny. Marth was before me actually finding it again. Anyway, doesn't matter. And let me type out the other ones too. There we go. Alright. Now it's back in the chat, so they should know. Anyway, next game starting. Game number 3. Behind this one, we will still have Triton, Ephemeron, Eternal, and Simulukuro. Yeah, all the maps might be played here. I mean, if these players keep going like this, I don't know. I don't know. We might be here for a while. Anyway, game number 3 on Nightshade. Taking place right here. In the top left side of the map, we have a blue Terran player. He is Kelazhur. His opponent. Can he take this one home? Can he be victorious here in the Dutch StarCraft League finals? It is the red Protoss. He is Harstem. Alright. Once again, standard opening from both these players. Gonna be seeing the gas. There it is. Reaper expand. Most likely, let's all say it together. Widow Mine drop. Once again, Kelazhur absolutely loving those Widow Mine drops. And you know what, with the control that he has, I don't blame him going for them over and over again. Because he just makes magic happen with them every single time here. And yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to kind of go into a later stage in this game, I suppose. Okay. There is the Reaper. There is the quick expand for Harstem as well. Lovely stuff happening so far. Sorry, I grabbed myself another drink. As I was waiting for something to happen here. I mean, it is the standard macro openings here for both players, so I feel like most players kind of know this one out of the top of their heads. The standard of standard, the staple TVP openings here, once again, taking place. I mean, previously, though, we did see, instead of Widowmine drops, a third base, a very quick third base here by Kelazhur in game number 2. Something you don't see every day in a TVP series. Or any TV, whatever series, actually. Not something that happens that often. Anyway, this Reaper now looking to try and whittle out the Adept this time around. Not being able to do so, unfortunately. It was quite a difficult task indeed. And the Adept this time too appropriately controlled there by Harstem. Not gonna lose focus, not gonna let that Reaper escape one more time here. And yeah, being taken out quite early on. Let's take a look actually what Kelazhur actually saw. He didn't see anything. Completely in the dark here. Twilight Council is on the way. And Harstem is just going to use this Adept over here to keep an eye out on his opponent. Keep an eye in the sky. Then on the ground. Keep an eye on the ground. It's going to be one of those eyes that is untouchable as well. Kind of inevitable. It's got to see something eventually. Oh, he lets it finish, so he sees that there is in fact a star plot this time around. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or if he just really wanted to see what whatever the Adept could see. I don't think it was actually. He was already sending out an hallucination, so it feels like a little bit of a mistake there coming out of Harstem. A tiny one, but still though. No reason to lose that Adept. An Adept, you know what, it's one of the first units, right? So one of the first units you never really want to lose in that type of setting without trading at all whatsoever. And there it is, the Widowmine drop once again coming through. We are seeing a third base as well, once more from Kelazhur being the choice here. He's just looking for an opening. Let's take a look at the overall base. Their Stalkers coming through. Will be able to get on top of that medevac, boosting on by past the Stalker, dropping one so far, making life a little bit more difficult for the Sentry. Sentry going down. Oh, that's a big connection actually. 7 workers going down into flames. And all of that just before the blink is done here. 5 seconds away right now. What a timing, what an opportunity, and well taken advantage of Kelazhur, getting out with that one Widowmine there, and Team Medevac as well at the same time. Incredibly well done, killing off a Sentry, killing off 7 workers there. Couldn't not have gotten much better there for him. Especially against someone as Harstem, who, you know what, saw this coming as well. It's kind of, He doesn't have drilling claws. No, he doesn't. So, definitely a little bit of a slow pull there for Harstem, especially because he did see all of this coming here. Alright, so +1 on the way. Putting 2 barracks on the tech labs here. The third base flying over to its location. Harstem is going to be marching across the map with just his Stalkers here. Just trying to gain a little bit of value here and there. Oh, you know what? That Raven though. There you go. That's a good pickup already. Siege Tank is going to keep this base safe though. Nothing for the Stalkers to really do here. Except for, well, I guess this is pretty nice. Wait a moment. Oh my god. More workers going down. 12 workers with the Widowmines again. And just getting out as well. That's crazy. Sorry about missing that one, guys. That was quite a connection. 12 workers going down. 19 in total here. Mental. Absolutely mental. Seeing that the Stalkers are probably on this side of the map. Realizing that there's an opportunity for him that the medevac could take the advantage out of. And ooh, that's a nice pickup actually. the observer seeing absolutely everything that Kelazhur is doing here. The Stalkers looks like he wants to get them into the main base here. No, yes, no, indecisiveness. Come on. There he goes. All right, jumping in. And yeah, that's just going to delay Kelazhur his push that he was looking to try and do. Those Stalkers right now in the mineral line. 6 workers getting killed off there. The Widowmine drop trying to get in there once again, but being beaten backwards by those Stalkers this time around. Almost going down as well. 28 HP still remaining here. As Harstem is getting a War Prism on the right side. Also, the Marines are gonna meet all these Zealots here in the middle. Ghost Academy and a Templar Archives, both on the way. Both going for this later game tech here. As Harstem is going to be able to do a little bit of damage here with a single Zealot. And then making the defenses of Kelazhur moving backwards. Afterwards going into the main base with the rest of them. Popping in only 2 more Zealots here. But you know what? He's still going to be able to target down a couple of those workers. As we are having a fight in the middle as well. Watch out, there is a Widowmine. Okay, no retargeting onto something further along the line. So, I guess taking minimal losses from that Widowmine there in the end. Harstem still very much in this one. Going tit for tat here a little bit. Killed off 12 workers versus, I suppose, 19 that he lost though. But that base is getting dangerously low. The Widowmines are maybe going to connect onto most of the bio here. The force fields were pretty good. And the, you know what, it's a shame that he isn't going to be able to finish off that 3rd base. But just in the nick of time there from Kelazhur finishing this off. I see. I think the War Prism just died. Yeah, the War Prism just died. Widowmine here, nicely positioned. Well done by Kelazhur indeed. Now Kelazhur 74 army supply versus 45, 54. I mean, I'm sorry, 62 now. That could be rather dangerous. As Kelazhur scans, sees that there's not that much remaining here. Mostly just gateway forces. The Archon still morphing in as well. 1 Immortal now joining in. It's going to be a big benefit here for Harstem. But oh my god, the Widowmine. Oh, beautifully pulling away just in the nick of time though by Harstem. Harstem wants to try and get around here. Maybe rotate, get some sort of a flank going. Nope, he is just going to go straight for it. Jumping on top of that. Siegecheng, that's a good start. But so many Widowmines are still remaining here. The connections of the Widowmines are absolutely brutal as well. The medevacs are dead though, so no, there's no more healing for these forces. Meaning that, you know what? Harstem actually cleaned this up rather nicely. And he still has 2 Zealots over here as well, ready to march in to this base, targeting down a couple more of the SCVs. So yeah, no real economic damage being taken there by Harstem, but once again, losing a little bit of his army units here. Let's take a look at the overall unit loss count. And yeah, there you see again, it feels like Harstem is just not trading as efficiently as Kelazhur is here. Kelazhur just absolutely amazing play so far. +2/+2 finished up now as well. That fight he actually fought with the 2 upgrade disadvantage. +3/+3 is already on the way though for Harstem, so that's a big deal here. As 2 medevacs are flying across. Kelazhur is establishing his own 4th base, turning it into a planetary fortress. As Harstem is just making his own nexus here as well at the same time. It's still morphing in though, so it's going to take a bit longer before it can mine there as well. Nice drop army for Harstem, not really in position, especially no Stalkers here, which would be the biggest deal. Alright, but again, War Prism coming through in the main base and the natural here. Kelazhur trying to make something happen at the other side of the map though. Still with the same drop. 2 more Zealots coming in here as well. Harstem really trying to ramp up the aggression, trying to keep Kelazhur in his own base as much as possible. I feel like that's the best choice here, but you know, with Kelazhur as well, trying to do the exact same thing to Harstem. Finding a little as Artosis pylon here, that's not too bad. Oh, he's so good at just getting away with whatever that he can. Seeing that, you know what, going back for those forces there will definitely get most of his drop killed. And just retreating with whatever that he can, not getting greedy. And retreating before he actually takes big losses here every single time. He's doing it so incredibly well. Kelazhur now once again coming across the map. This time around having a much larger army advantage. More zealots forcing the SCVs away from this mining base. They are going to be transferred to the planetary fortress there. But this could be a big fight. The Ghost ready for EMP. Actually, there's just a single Ghost. So trying to set off the Widow Mines here is Harstem. Does he have enough though? Only 4 Archons over here. They are reasonably split up. There are all the EMPs going off at the same time. Widow Mines connecting pretty well on top of all those zealots as well. And yeah, that is just looking like it's too much bio here to deal with anymore for Harstem. And things are going downhill more and more so for our Dutch Provost player. As Kelazhur is looking like he will be taking a 2-1 lead right now. Liberators are like, oh, hello. We moved a little bit too far, but we're at the right position now. Good connection with the Widow Mine again. It's always painful to see one disruptor shot going in for one Widow Mine. Especially if there's such a big ball of bio right behind it. Well, I say big, it's just quite consequential. GG is called. And yeah, that's going to be another victory in the bag there for Kelazhur. Well done to him. Congratulations. And there goes the crowd. They go wild. Kelazhur, truly a magnificent player here. He's going to have to go into game number 3, which will be... No, wait, actually game number 4, of course. It will be Triton. Triton will be our next map. Jeez Louise. DK. Being... Apparently he doesn't like Harstem. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. He's just a guy. He's just a guy, man. Alright. Game number 4, Triton. It has been hosted. There we go. There we go. Hope you're all having a good time over there. If you haven't already, you know what? You still have the opportunity to go over to the venue. We still have a couple of games going, and as far as it's been going right now, we might be going for a couple more rounds, right? So far, only a 2-1 lead, and the games have been pretty long, so you still have a little bit of time to get on over there to the Dutch StarCraft League venue. Hope it turns out for you. Anyway. And if you're not, well, let's hope that we do well in at home as well, having a good time. Yeah, we're already in the finals, guys, as well. Best of 7. I don't know what else I can say. We're just gonna wait for them to start, honestly. I'm just getting nervous here. DJ cheering on Kelazhur. Alright. Alright. Here it is. Another game coming on through. We've loaded up, guys. We've loaded up. Let me just do the scores real quick. So it looks like, you know what, somebody else from the production is doing this for me. And then I'm going to take you into this. In the top left side of the map. We have the red Brodals player. 1 game behind right now. Did manage to secure himself 1 victory here. But you know what? His opponent is a one tough cookie to crack. This guy, though, the red Protoss, he is Harstem. His opponent in the bottom right, the blue Terran. Right now, not just an honorary Dutchman anymore, a pretty solid one. He's been here for a long time and been over with all these events as well. So he's allowed to participate after all. Frank found it in his heart to let people like this just join the venue as well, join the tournaments, and give us some great games in the process. He is Kelazhur. Alright. Hope you're all still having a good time. The Dutch StarCraft League, of course, a wonderful tradition that we all hope keeps going for a really long time still. Something that every year brings a lot of joy to a lot of people and helps a lot of Dutch StarCraft players into the scene overall. Into a place where they are competing with one another. Harstem here. Just being a little bit pesky with that probe. On the top left we have, you know what, standard stuff going on as well. This might be the most peculiar thing so far, and even this is pretty standard. Just wanting to have the probe go backwards again after the Reaper leaves. And wow, that's quite something. Just barely escaping the clutches of that Reaper. Now coming back in, making sure that there is in fact a command center being built, making sure that, you know what, there's nothing crazy going on. If he gets on top of the ramp, that would be a good call as well. He's trying to get the SCV here, probably didn't expect the Reaper to still be there. But yeah, I could have tried to see what was going on in this situation, right? Seeing a reactor and a factory this close on top of one another definitely kind of indicates that there will be a Hellion play. And the starport over here as well. You know what? He might have the opportunity to try and find that one. The Stargate opening though for Harstem is a good response for this one. Should do pretty reasonably. So of course rather difficult if he does go for the oracles to really kill off those Hellions. Might be able to get a lot of counter damage done though, as there won't be that much anti-air. Of course for Kelazhur. Not going for the Widow Mines does mean that he cannot act like the Prophet and put those wherever the Oracle will in fact move over. So yeah. Gonna have to wait and see. There is the first two Hellions. Did the Adept actually walk far enough? No, he didn't. A little bit unfortunate. So 4 Hellions right now stacked up on top of that starport, waiting for the medevac. As I'm just waiting for, well, what comes out next is another Oracle, in fact. Where is the one Oracle right now? He is just scouting around. He's acting like he is a Phoenix, actually. But you know what? It's going to work out, because this time he is going to help quite nicely against these Hellions. Wisely, though, I mean, Kelazhur just lifting up his Hellions and letting quite a lot of that energy just go to waste here. Nice control from Kelazhur. I think Harstem got a little bit lazy there, as he is sending in more stuff into the natural. Nice distraction, and there's the Phoenix finally going to be able to gun down that medevac. No longer will they be able to roam around in the protospace uncontested. Only 5 probes overall go down here. And you know what? 5 probes, it might seem like a lot, but overall, okay, well, 6 probes in total, but overall, I mean, he lost 5 Hellions. He lost the medevac as well. He still has 1 Hellion remaining, but it looks like that one might go down very quickly too. No, it does run away in time. Again, great control from Kelazhur. A very quick response. As a third base is going to be taken here once again from Kelazhur. Kelazhur, one of the Terran players that you don't really see go for a quick 2-base attack, actually. I'm also really liking to, before he gets his 2 other barracks, going for a 3rd command center. Now, I feel like this is throwing Harstem off a little bit here. Just overall, it looks like he just isn't prepared for a Terran like that, ramping up his macro that much, and then just coming in after a longer period of time with a much bigger, stronger force than a 2-base attack might be able to do. Now Harstem, he's getting his charge, he's getting his +1/+1. Stop producing anything from those Stargate units. Alright, in he comes. He feels like he might be able to take this one. Jumping on top of the Marines, getting the Cyclone lifted up as well. Is he gonna get the other Cyclone? Oh, that would be nice. Wants it so badly. But maybe just a little bit of an overextension. I mean, he did kill a lot of those anti-air units, but he's not gonna have anything really anymore to take advantage of this situation. That's a pretty reasonable trade. I'd say 2 Cyclones for 1 Oracle and a Phoenix. And 9 Marines as well. That's pretty good, pretty solid. Although he did put his Oracles though on a very low HP, so he needs to stay on top of those. Cannot let a moment go by where he really lets them stay this close to the Terran base. Just at any time. Gonna maybe get gunned down, of course. Okay. Robotics facility and the Templar Archives now being thrown down behind this. As Harstem also adding on a ton of gateways, keeping his bases safe here. Third base already established, of course, now for both these players. Harstem, you know what, I wouldn't be opposed to him just taking a quicker 4th base as well. I think he can get away with it with the playstyle that Kelazhur is going for, right? I mean, it does open another way for Kelazhur to start arresting him. Oh my god, the Prophet strikes again. How does he do it? This is crazy. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know what's... Oh my... Oh, it was so close. It was so close. I swear. If that had happened... Alright, in come the 2 medevacs. Let's see what this drop can actually accomplish. The army of Harstem still a little bit out of position here. Unfortunately, didn't see the army come through, apparently. Even though he did have his observer there. The Widow Mines getting reasonable connections so far. Is there no blink? There is no blink available, actually. So that means it's quite nice for these 2 medevacs dropping down. Cancelling that 4th base here. As Kelazhur behind is just getting himself another Ghost Academy. He is still on 3 base himself, but you know what? Maybe after seeing Harstem trying to attempt a 4th base, isn't going to be that far behind on the idea of getting a 4th base himself. There's the robotics base, 2nd facility as well. So yeah, Harstem looks like he will be transitioning into a composition where he's going to make use of the Colossi and Disruptor play, I would imagine. That's why he is trying to get 2 of those robotics facilities here. It's a very strong play where the Colossi obviously, well, I say obviously, I don't know if anyone heard this, probably right if you watch any other StarCraft 2, but yeah. The Colossi obviously, they kind of will away at the distance at the Terran army, and then the Disruptors, they kind of force the Terran army to stay away, keep that distance, and then the Colossi can be the opportunist that make use of this situation. There's a big drop coming in. There's a couple of Zealots and 2 Stalkers already here, but that's not going to be enough against this amount of forces that's now being dropped out from these medevacs. 1 more Widowmine inside there. Okay, there he goes, dropping it now. Yeah, that's quite a scary force. Harstem, though, at the same time, getting a meta or a medevac, a Warpy Prism inside that base as well. He's getting his own security here reasonably well. And killing off 15 workers, not too shabby. 55 workers now versus 74. But the army supply, it's still quite scary. It's still quite far heavily in favor for Kelazhur here. He might still be able to just push across the map and make quite a lot of magic happen here. He's on the timer though, of course. Those Colossi are going to be quite a force for him to reckon with. And as soon as they are out, he might want to transition into some sort of attack where he does have a couple more Vikings in his composition as well. Or maybe just more Liberators. I guess he is getting Liberators, which is nice, but... I mean, still, another Zealot run by here. Harstem with this War Prism doing great stuff so far. Look at that, forcing most of the army of Kelazhur back across the map again, trying to deal with this one single Zealot. Getting so much aggression off of his back. Extended thermal lens, only halfway done, and Harstem moving across the map here with those Colossus. Not sure if that's the right call, but you know what, he's doing it anyway. I like that the Marine was on top of the Widowmine as well. That's great positioning here. But the Prophet this time, for the first time, it's the first for everything, guys, failing, unfortunately, predicting the movement path of the War Prism, but also probably Harstem just seeing it this time around. It was at one of those times where he probably was paying attention for this situation. Anyway, the War Prism still going strongly here. A couple of Marines in that top right base location. Might be able to get it now. Finally, no, actually, Kelazhur losing a little bit of focus as he sees most of the army of the Protoss is coming through the front door right now. Or at least is knocking on it. Announcing its arrival. Is one Liberator a little bit too ambitious, too far forward, and again, Harstem finding an opening here for the the War Person to get inside. We might want to take the opportunity to strike at this fourth base here. No, rotating again once more. The supply here for Harstem. I suppose like the longer this goes, the better it will be for him, right? That's what I'm guessing here. He is only adding in more and more Colossus, but no disruptors whatsoever yet. Which is kind of a big part of the competition. I feel like that Harstem might do well in this situation. Alright, big drop once again from Kelazhur, roaming around, zooming across there. As these mines do, in fact, scout out that there's more zealots, and I guess the scan as well is kind of a big indicator for Kelazhur, seeing what is up. One Dark Templar, though, seeing that there's 4 medevacts here. You know what, the Dark Templars also could be quite a nice defensive tool. There is one coming through right now. And an attempt, you know what, just set him loose. There you go. And an attempt to try and get on top of the army here. Oh my god, the Nexus actually falling. Putting Harstem back to mining on off of 3 bases here for a little bit. And there's not that much mining anymore in the main base. All the natural. This is a nice place for Kelazhur once again to start trading those units. Very difficult for the... oh, nice picking of the medevac. That was actually filled up with stuff here as well. There's Nexus again, also in a lot of trouble. In come the Marauders and the Marines. Quite a lot of Ghosts accompanying them as well. No Liberator support though. Just 2 Vikings, so Colossi gonna be quite detrimental here for the defense. The scan has to be forced out for those Dark Templar are eating up quite a couple of Marines there with every single swing. Okay, things stabilizing once again. Work accounts stabilized. Kelazhur definitely managing to find damage where perhaps he had no real... how do you call this again? Didn't really have the... I don't know. I forgot. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. Let's just watch the fighting going on here. He really shouldn't have found that damage. Let's be fair. Harstem though, I mean, yeah, I don't blame him. He's being pulled apart here by this Terran player. He's just continuously poking and prodding, trying to find weaknesses, coming from left, coming from right. Trying to find any which angle that he can get some sort of damage done. Look at that Liberator as well. Just a small example there. Full probes going down. Harstem being forced to react to this. Not mining again once more. He did resecure this 3rd base location, but you know what? He's still on the similar amount of bases as Kelazhur. Kelazhur, though, he really needs to start thinking about getting his own 5th base, and there it is, flying across the map now. A good position for a planetary fortress. Can Harstem deny this base? This would be a really big deal, actually. Kelazhur would start to be a little bit hurting for cash here if he does lose this base. Oh, it is so incredibly low. Kelazhur somehow, someway, just getting it just in the nick of time every single time. And you know what? Those Liberator Sons being very, very deadly here, but maybe just barely. Oh my dear lord, yes, it does go down, in fact. Well done by Harstem, making a very valuable kill. Also killing off workers here with the help of those Dark Templar on the right side in the 3rd base location, or 4th base, I don't know, whichever he made first. Needs to be careful though, this Liberator. Actually, never mind, Liberator Zones are gone right now. There they are back again. Okay. There he goes, jumping right on top of them. The Liberator's left alone here for some reason. A little bit of a mistake by Kelazhur. Kelazhur is picking really great positions with these Liberators, right? Over here in these positions, it's really difficult for the Protoss army to just rotate around them. It takes a really long time to kind of rotate around these parts, right? And you know what? Another Liberator is protecting this area over here. Oh my dear lord. Oh my dear lord. I think Harstem may have overextended here a little bit. All the Marauders, there's so incredibly many of them here. The Colossi, all of them are falling. More Zealots are being wiped in, but I don't think that's going to be enough here. Especially with those Liberators already having been set up. And Harstem just needs to keep running backwards. He cannot afford to keep trading here, I assume. He needs to remake his armies. 112 army supplies for 74. Doesn't seem like a winnable fight, and there he goes now backwards. He does still need to buy time though, of course, as well, in somehow, some way. And he's trying to do that using Dark Templar, but quick scanning coming down from Kelazhur, probably not using as many mules anymore, knowing that he needs to keep those scans going. Harstem is okay to lose this base though. It's not the end of the world because he does have another base here, but if he loses this base as well, that could start to spell trouble for him quite a bit. Alright, so this base is gonna be saved. The base in the middle is gonna get destroyed though. And, okay, yeah, Kelazhur being forced backwards again by this enormous amount of Colossi. They drop once again in the main base here from Kelazhur. The relentless aggression still taking place here, as Harstem is trying to get some sort of an answer for those Liberators. He doesn't have any type of great air armada here for the Protoss. Sometimes you see the Tempest being the choice for the Protoss, of course, trying to get them from a distance, forcing the Liberators to unsiege, trying to run away and then engaging with all your Colossi. But so far, I mean, Harstem has been trying to beat them with the Blink Stalkers, and the Blink Stalkers continuously just getting EMP'd and then eaten alive by all those Liberators here. Right, more Marauders jumping on top of the 4th base. Disruptor shot could be big, pretty nice one. And yeah, Harstem looks like he is gonna lose this base once again. And Kelazhur managing to tie up the overall amount of bases once more. Harstem is just looking to, you know what, he's back up against the wall. Doesn't want to go into the Liberator zones here. Can he rotate around though? Can he maybe catch this army on the retreat and shut it down before it ever gets back to the home base? That would be a really big move. Needs to be careful though, of course, those Liberator zones, again, beautifully positioned here. And again, great EMPs hitting this army as well. Okay, blinking forward, trying to kill off those Liberators as the Disruptors are helping out. Jeez Louise, 24 workers are going down those. 14 of them are because of this Liberator. There is more harassment as well. Zealots trying to run by, but there's more than enough units there for Kelazhur to help out that situation. And yeah, this is starting to all fall apart now for Harstem here, who is trying his best to get underneath those Liberators with, well, I guess his forces, I guess the Colossi, as long as they stay here, but no, GG is called. Kelazhur taking another victory there, 2-1 so far. A brilliant game indeed by Kelazhur. Harstem hanging in there by a thread for a long time, but just not barely managing to inch his way to victory there. Very unfortunate for him. But again, well, very well played by Kelazhur, of course. Alright. Agaham still just playing his own game. Somewhere at the venue, Agaham is sitting behind a PC playing some ranked. I like that. I appreciate that. Just trying to improve. Trying to get a couple more games in. So everybody else is at the bar probably right now. Anyway, let's take a look at the next game here. It should be... Let me take a look. It should be a Phaneron. Gonna be a great game indeed as well. Game number 5. Ultimately, Kelazhur though on match point, isn't he? Best of 7. Best of 7 divided by half would be 3.5. 4 is more than 3.5. So that would mean if Kelazhur takes this one, he's gonna be victorious overall, and he's gonna be our grand champion this year for the Dutch StarCraft League. We're gonna have to wait and see if that actually happens, though. I mean, Harstem, he's a very tough competitor, but so far, Kelazhur just having his number, just knowing what to do against this, and every time beating back, or being beaten back by the one and only Kelazhur here. Very, very well done indeed. Alright. Alright. Potentially the final time here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. That's the wrong one. Alright, okay, here we go. Here we go. In the bottom right, we have our Brazilian Terran player. He's in the color blue. The honorary Dutchman. The Dutch StarCraft League with a Brazilian winner. No! No, Valley. You're wrong. You're wrong. This guy, he pretty much is a Dutchman right now. Because he is winning the Dutch StarCraft League. He is Kelazhur. And one more round here. Can Harstem make the comeback happen? He needs to win 3 games in a row. It's the red Protoss player in the top left. He is Harstem. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be difficult. That's for sure. It's gonna be one hell of an uphill battle here for our Protoss player. Can he make it happen though? Can he get himself back in this series? It's gonna be very rough. It's gonna be very rough because of his opponent. The one game that he won, honestly, he still almost lost as well. Even though he killed off so many workers at the middle, kind of early stages of the game still. It was incredible what Kelazhur still managed to make work with his army forces here. And after seeing these games, you know what? It's gonna be crazy, but we might be having a Terran champion here. That could be absolutely crazy, guys, but it's gonna happen. The Dutch StarCraft League, the Dutch people always have been a little bit of a weird folk, so it would make only a lot of sense to you know what, go against statistics and have a Terran champion here. People are applauding a lot. I'm not completely sure why. Anyway, I love the applauding though, guys. Keep it up. Keep it up. Here we go. Harstem going for the robotics facility right from the get-go. Kelazhur, his Reaper, looking to find it. Wants to see what is happening here. Can he? You know what? I think he already has. Has he? Not. Oh, well, no, he's getting close though. He smells it. No, he doesn't actually. It's running out again. Doesn't want to lose the Reaper. Would be quite a pity, of course, for somebody with this great Reaper control to lose the Reaper that quickly. Alright, waiting for that Adapt Shade to finish. Since the Adapt is over here, might try to go back into the main base. No, actually. Ah, a little bit of indecisiveness from the Reaper King. And now Stalker is going to be positioned up here on the high ground. It's going to be very difficult for this Reaper still to manage to get some sort of a scout going. There he is. Alright, that's a great nade forcing the Stalker a little bit of extra room. There he is. Okay. There's the first scout seeing the robotics facility. It's pretty obvious. Didn't even have to click on it anymore. But yeah, Harstem just going to go for a lot of observers so far, and adding in a third base is, well, what I think is going to be at least already putting down the pylons, though. Okay, yeah, he's moving back. He's going for it. Wants to be safe, wants to know what his opponent is up to, using these observers, and trying his best to avoid getting too much damage taken by him against, well, by those great medevac run-bys every time, single time, going in with multiple medevacs and, you know what, just trading out favorably every single time. I don't know how Kelazhur does this. Every time I attempt to do anything like this, all my medevacs just get absolutely blown out of the sky just immediately. And I feel stupid for ever trying to drop, but you know what? Kelazhur, truly great high caliber player. As we can see, his eyes, they spot everything. The eyes of a falcon. Harstem right here. Gonna go for the quick 3 base Colossus build. That's what it looks like. It's gonna be quite nice, especially against this opponent who's just gonna go for a quick 3rd base himself. So, yeah, Harstem definitely can get away with this one. You know what? I've said it before. I wouldn't mind a quick 4th base either. I wouldn't be opposed. I'm not sure if it would be the greatest of things. I'm sure Harstem would laugh at me for saying it, but I feel like he has to do something, right? Kelazhur is just keeping up with him, economically speaking, continuously with that quick 3rd base. I would want to see Harstem going to be a little bit more aggressive. I'd like to see him to take another 4th base. But then again, I mean, Kelazhur, his scouting has been on point every single time as well, though. Oh, what's this? I think these are just scouting pylons, right? They're just scouting pylons? I think so. He's not going to go for a quick 4th base, right? That's a ridiculous idea. I never should have said it. The profit, man. The profit. Jeez Louise. I swear, we're going to have to start a religion here for Kelazhur. Because he can clearly see the future. There's just no other explanation anymore. Oh, okay. Where's this Widowmine going this time around? He's going to get spotted though, but he's going to start moving himself into a position where he's going to kill off like a gazillion other oracles flying by. Or hallucinated anything trying to scout. No, actually the observer is here, so he's going to get killed off actually this time around. Ah, never mind. You know what? Kelazhur can be merciful as well. Wants to give Harstem a little bit of a confidence boost here. As Harstem is really trying to keep his vision up here. He sees the medevac coming in, whopping in a couple of Stalkers should help out in this situation. Doesn't have a blink though. Did go for the charge here instead. The charge definitely the upgrade that is going to maybe keep him alive a little bit more so against these great big bushes coming through from our Terran players so far. The blink though, of course, maybe a lot better at shutting down those drops that have been continuously bothering him. Okay. Killing off a pylon there. Looks like it was just a scouting pylon. The 4th base of Harstem. You know what? It's nice and on time, I'd say. It's pretty early on. And I definitely feel like it's something that he can get away with. As long as he manages to get reasonable force fields here. With those 2 sentries. And you know what? So far, Harstem, his force fields have been absolutely on point. Have been absolutely stellar. Let's take a look. Trying to catch this Terran army. Not really going to be able to do very much here. Ah, good turnaround actually. Seeing that there's a couple of units chasing him. That might be a little bit of an overstim actually for just 1 zealot. Stimming all of those bio units there. Another drop coming in. Those Stalkers though. Immediately on top of it. Harstem, you know what? Seems to be a pretty solid start so far. Not really taking any damage are either of these players. Blink is on the way now as well. Oh, we are going to see a nice engagement here. The force field's not really being able to catch very much here. But still though, the Widowmine's being knocked out. Oh, that's still looking like a good connection. Just getting a little bit of shield of the Stalkers and 1 single adept. Not too bad. Forcing this force backwards again, and what? Excuse me, Harstem? Guys, you need to keep Harstem away from the bar. That was a weird army maneuvering there. Okay. Okay. Did he just kill off his own supply depot as well? What's happening here, guys? Alright, big fight here. Harstem does have quite a nasty force with those Archons and Colossi. He's definitely going to be able to get some damage done here, but you know what? He needs to be careful. That force of Kelazhur is still growing as well. Those Vikings are still looking luring. One siege tank, not a place you want to rotate into too many times. So you are going to take quite a bit of damage. Alright, the Stark is now jumping on the opportunity, trying to take out this base. The base being lifted up immediately, getting blown out of the air. Harstem, I would love to see a retreat here. But you know what? On this ramp area, his Colossi could do quite a bit of damage. The Vikings, though, just too plentiful. Need to get targeted down by the Stalkers. It's not going to happen. All the Colossi are going to immediately get burned down to the ground by this heavy Marauder force. Combined with those Vikings, a recall has to be forced. And a very well played situation there by Harstem. Where did the army go, actually? There they are. Alright. That's the Nexus that had energy for a recall. This one too, actually, but it doesn't matter too much. One lone zealot. Still trying to make something happen here. But yeah, very, very well done so far by our Terran player here. Getting himself once again in a dominating position. Looking for, well, the final bit of damage that he may need to do here. Moving across the map. Look at that Viking count. Harstem doesn't have anything AoE damage related. Just has a single immortal here as anything significant. He's trying to make a last stand. That's not going to be enough. That is going to be it, guys. It looks like we're very close to crowning our champion of the Dutch StarCraft League. As Kelazhur is pushing in for a final time into this 4th base. There's a Dark Templar. Let's hope there's no scan. There is a scan. Unlucky, guys. That's the final hope here for our Dutch Protoss player. But the Dutch/Brazilian Terran was just too much. GG is called. And Kelazhur is our champion this time around of the 7th Dutch StarCraft League. Very, very well played indeed. Well done by him. A well-deserved victory. And quite something there. Taking a 4-1 victory against Harstem. After seeing that first game, I thought it was going to maybe be a little bit closer there. But Kelazhur, jeez Louise, he's a different breed of animal. What a guy. Just incredible display. And let's take a look over here. We are seeing the venue going together. Getting around. There are our 2 players. There's Harstem. And there's Kelazhur. Both shaking the hands of Frank. And there is the person blocking our view. Absolutely lovely. Unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. Someone that told him to move a bit to the right here. There's the medal. Everybody, look at that. Harstem, 2nd place. Congratulations to him. Give it up for Harstem. It's a bit awkward here for me now. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately we don't have any audio of this. But there it is. There is the trophy for our victor. This time around it will be Kelazhur. A very, very well played evening for him. An incredible display of force and yeah, just of a different level today. Beating everyone. Very, very well played and very much congratulations towards him. Alright, looks like we are going to get ready for an interview here. If you have any questions for Kelazhur, please put them in the chat right now, because we might be able to ask them as we are waiting for Frank to get the microphone rolling, and we will be hearing from our champion himself. And, well, from Frank as well, probably. Still probably has a couple of words here. You know what, we should get rid of the coming up next right here. There he is. He is still muted.
There we go.
There you go.
Hello, hello.
You should hold this.
Yeah, Frank, you didn't win this time.
Hello, Kelazhur.
What's up, everyone?
Hi. I have with me the winner of today, the first foreign champion of the Dutch StarCraft League ever. Kelazhur is right here next to me. Kelazhur, do you have any questions for Kelazhur you want to ask him after these amazing finals?
Man, that was something else. It was a true display of force there in the end. I was very much impressed. I'm just kind of wondering, do you have any weaknesses at this time? Like a matchup or
Definitely Terrans. Other
Terrans?
Terrans are kind of my kryptonite, so
Alright.
I kind of got lucky by only playing one Terran this whole tournament.
Which Terran was that?
It was a Prospect.
Prospect. Ah, okay.
Hmm.
So I guess it's a good thing that let's see, budget George Euthermal wasn't here.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I'm glad he wasn't here. I think the tournament would have gone a different way if he was.
Did you expect a result like this coming in today?
It wasn't completely unexpected, but I came here just to have fun and see my friends and play some good StarCraft, and
Awesome.
that's what I did.
Did you succeed in doing that?
I hope so. I hope people enjoy the games.
Yeah, very much so. I think the atmosphere here is very good. So let me ask you something, because I had to seed the players into groups for the finals, and I looked up your various MMRs on MMR ranking websites. I don't remember which one. Your MMR was listed as over 6,900. I mean, yeah, I said that correctly. 6,900. Yeah. And then and I told that to other players, and they were like, "Yeah, it's probably like one account he has. They left on the." I mean, but is that accurate MMR?
Not really. It's an old account. I rarely play on it, like maybe once or twice a season just to keep the placements. But I wouldn't say that's my accurate skill, but it's not much below that.
I mean, you did win the Dutch StarCraft, so congratulations.
We also have a couple of questions from chat right here.
Very good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Renesha 2 asks, how does Kelazhur...
Yeah, Renesha! Hi, Renesha!
She also a shout out to you, by the way, from Renesha. Yeah, so Kelazhur, how do you feel about Terran since the last balance patch? Anything significant that you feel about the race of Terran?
I like TVC a lot more now, that's for sure. And TVP seems more or less the same. The Zealots are like Ferraris right now, but other than that, I think it's pretty similar. I like the Liberators. I didn't usually play with them before, but now they're comfortable to play it.
Wait. What exactly else changed? Like they decreased the Liberator range, right? So they're now more comfortable to play with?
Because the Liberator range, you research it from the Fusion Core. And before you needed to get a Starport with a Tech Lab on it. But now I can go double Starport Reactor to counter the Colossi. And from there, I just quickly transition into Liberators, and it works out very smoothly.
It's a bit more accessible overall, is what you mean. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right, and there's someone else here, Valianish. Hope I'm saying that right. Probably not. Anyway, how does Kelazhur feel that he's taking away jobs from hardworking Dutch StarCraft 2 players?
I used to hear this back in America. I'm hearing it here. Feels bad, man.
I just want to interject because I got a couple of photographs from last year's finals where you were sitting here casting the finals. That's
true.
A lot of fun.
Yeah,
he's taken away jobs, and I've been the StarCraft organization.
I've taken away your job this time, actually. Then
I guess so.
Anyway. All right. Well, that's some great stuff overall. Very much congratulations. How long are you actually planning to stay in the Netherlands still?
I think I got 1 year and a half more on my studies left, and then from there I'll see where I go.
Okay. Yeah, so just to reiterate, the Dutch StarCraft League is open to people in the Dutch StarCraft community, which includes people that who live in the Netherlands and join the qualifiers and everything. So Diego more than qualified to be part of the Dutch StarCraft community, and he's proven it tonight.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations one more time. Yeah, Frank, do you have any other words for everyone right now?
Well, two things, I guess. One is to say that donations to the prize pool are still open, even after the finals. So if you're thinking these finals were awesome, I want to support the players, you can go to dscl.nl/donate or click on any link below the stream. Donate something, and it'll go to all the players tonight who have all had wonderful performances. So that's one thing. The other thing is to say thank you to everybody. There are so many people to thank that there's no way in hell I can go through the list, especially my head. There's no way I can remember all. Ranasha is one of them. He just reminded me of himself by typing in the chat. So thank you, Ranasha. I want to say thank you to everybody who's helped the Dutch StarCraft League over the last 7 years. It's been a very long journey to get here. And without all the volunteers, all the players, all the sponsors, this would have never happened. And I want to say, given the fact this is the last Dutch StarCraft League that I'm working organizing. Thank you very much to everybody for giving me the best time of my life. I really, really enjoyed this. Uh, I'm not gonna get emotional, although I am. But it was a grand time.
You did a great job, man. Really, everyone's thanking you in chat as well, and
Oh, I wanna.
good job.
Fortunately, I can rewatch the chat. I'm going to do this, and I will see all your chats and tweets. I do hope to find a successor. I've already talked to some players who said, "Well, it would be a shame if the Dutch StarCraft League disappeared." So, do hit me up on Twitter or whatever if you want to help out organizing a new edition of the Dutch StarCraft League. There is a Discord channel or server, I guess it's called, for Benelux StarCraft. So join that if you want to help out. This has been a great adventure. Thank you very much, Diego, for standing next to me at the end of it. And thank you very much, Kozan, for casting all day. I know that's a lot to cast. And so, yeah, Kozan, thank you.
No problem, man. All in the name of StarCraft, man. Oh, it's so good.
Amazing. Also, thank you to Marth TV, the German caster, who's also been casting all day. So
True.
that's amazing. I'm going to switch over this cam. Like I said, we got a ghetto set up this year, so I'll switch it over to the other webcam that's streaming the bar right now, and you'll see us celebrating Diego's win and lamenting with Harstem over the fact that he did not win his third Dutch StarCraft League. We'll have a few more beers, but Kozan, feel free to end the stream at some point, because this is the end for you, the people online. And Kozan, I guess I'll speak to you later. Thank you very much again.
Very welcome.
I guess I just want my last words to be thank you.
Bedankt.
Bedankt. Great job. All right. See you later, man. Have a good night. And yeah, thank you as well for absolutely everything. I had an enormous blast here. And well, have fun tonight.